Okay, without further ado, all the way from Australia. And congratulations to him for his new BB, baby. Please say magandang gabi in Tagalog. In Filipino, good evening is magandang gabi. Magandang gabi, Jeremy.
Hey everyone. Sorry, I can't speak Filipino, but I can say g'day mate. How you going? From Sydney. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Joe Mark, for having me on. Super excited to be on, and hopefully you guys learned something today. And yeah, super exciting times. I did actually have my first baby just last week, so I've been doing changing diapers and feeding milk and all the daddy stuff. So yeah, a little bit tired, but yeah, super excited to be here. And hello to
Once more,
everyone.
yep, once more, congratulations. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a girl, sweet little angel.
Awesome. I envy you. I have two daughters, but they're not be going to be with me this Christmas.
Oh no! Blame the
Super
lockdowns,
happy,
eh?
super happy for you,
Thanks,
Jeremy.
bro.
Yep, let's warm things up. Have you ever been to the Philippines?
Yes, I have actually. I've been to Manila, I've been to Tacloban, and I've been to Leyte. Yeah, it was fun. It was
Awesome.
good. Back in 2017. Yeah, long time ago.
Yep. You know, naman, Filipinos. Yeah, I think I don't know if you watch boxing as well, but I saw in the
Mackie,
previous.
Manny, what's his name again? Yeah, Pacquiao.
Yeah. I saw in the previous news, Manny trained with an Australian as well named George Cambosos.
Cool.
So he won five titles in boxing. So he's a current holder. I think
Wow.
unified
That's cool.
champion
Love
in
it.
boxing.
Love what he's doing, man. Love his message as well. Preaches the gospel and stuff. I like that. It's cool.
Yep. Yeah. Curious to know. What do you do? Probably today, your spare time would be changing diapers. But daddy stuff. But before that, what do you typically do? Are you a skateboarder? Do you play guitar? I don't know.
Good question, man. For me, I'm a gamer actually. I like playing video games. So PC. I'm a PC guy. Been playing Halo recently. Halo Infinite. It's coming. The campaign's coming out in a week. So yeah, I'm into
Mhm.
games, but I also like exercise and go to the gym. So I have a gym in my garage. I canceled my membership because of lockdowns and all that. We couldn't go. So just set up a gym in my garage. Now I lift. I've been doing it for over 10 years now. So yeah, I love doing that. I used to play soccer for 14 years, so that was pretty cool as well. Like a bit of sport. But yeah, that's usually what I do, and hanging out with family. I like barbecuing as well. Got a Weber. Like sizzling some steak. That's cool as well. So yeah,
Yeah, curious to know where are you now? Where are you exactly in Australia? Are you in Sydney?
yeah, Sydney, man, in the near the city, about 30 minutes from the city, so pretty close. Yeah, but I've been here all my life, so yeah, it's a great city to live.
Awesome. Once more, for everyone, if you have comments and questions, feel free uh, to do that in the chat, to comment down. Please, let's make this as a conversation between all of us, not only between Jeremy
Definitely.
uh, and me. But honestly, yeah, actually, my first name is really Jeremiah. So on my childhood days, they
Ah,
used to call me Jeremy. So
that's awesome. I think my mum wanted to call me Jeremiah or Jerome, but they just went for Jeremy for short, I think. Super cool, man. It's a great name.
yep.
Ah.
Adding now your slides. So once more, feel free to encouraging everyone to ask questions. Let's make this conversational, not between me and Jeremy, but for everyone else.
Yeah,
Awesome.
totally, guys. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, and any questions we can get to them during the presentation or at the end. That's totally cool. Hopefully, I don't go too long. I just kept it very simple. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through it, and yeah, hopefully you guys learn something. But yeah, cool. Ready to go?
Yep.
Beautiful. So, 7 steps to building a six-figure design business. Now, I did want to share a little bit about my journey, just so you guys get an idea or a picture of how I got here, because it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight, right? So for me, I went to SAE. So I studied at SAE Institute. 2 years before that, I actually failed 2 design courses um, because I wasn't studying and I was still in a young mindset and I wasn't really focused. But then in 2014, went to SA Institute and got my Bachelor of Graphic Design, which was really cool. And you can see a photo of me there. That was from 2015. That was my little studio. I didn't have much equipment, just had my PC and my little corner. And I used to record videos and create freelance work and logos and stuff. But yeah, it all started from there. And part of my journey was that, it all started from, freelancing. I was always into design. I loved being creative. And my first program was like Photoshop, that was super cool. But as I grew, I really wanted to become a full-time designer, working on my own business and doing content as well, becoming a content creator. So that's the path that I took. And I started off with freelancing, and then I did a couple of internships in 2016. Then from there, I worked with agencies. So I got to work with like Telstra. I got to do the packaging for like Peters and Audi brands, which was pretty cool as well. Obviously, like I didn't own the copyrights. That was with the agencies, which was cool. And then 2018, got a part-time job whilst I was building my business as well on the side. And then eventually I quit in 2019 and just went full-time hard on my business at the end of 2019. And then now I'm working full-time, running my business, earning 6 figures, and I'm super blessed and thankful to be in this position. But yeah, so that's been my journey. It's been many, many years. And now I'm so thankful that, I'm a top teacher on Skillshare. I have 35,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've worked with clients all around the world. I get to work with a lot of brands these days. I'm doing a lot of branded content, which is really cool as well. And I love design, love creativity, and love just giving value and giving back to the community. So one of the key things that I've learned is that success leaves clues. That's what Jim Rohn said. So I want you to be encouraged by, what I'm telling you. You don't have to copy me, but focus and follow mentors in your life, other designers or other people you look up to, and follow their blueprints. So you don't have to make the same mistakes, because we want to save time. We have limited time. So if you can follow the clues and follow the blueprints, then it's going to make your journey a lot smoother, a lot faster, a lot better. Okay. So pay attention and always try and learn something. Because I'm always learning as well. Even, I'm at a higher level, but I'm always learning and I'm always investing in myself in books and courses and a whole bunch of things. So one thing I want to say is that there's no overnight success. So when someone tells you, yes, you can earn 100,000, or you can earn 10,000 for brand strategy and just, sell your thinking. It doesn't necessarily work like that. There's many factors, but there's no overnight success. It's a process, it's a journey, and it's a marathon. Okay. It's a step process. So I just want to really touch on the first step, which leads into it, is called mindset, right? We need to have a strong mindset, right? And not just any mindset, but we need to have a good image about who we are as a creative, as a designer. So who do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself just as some logo, some kid that does logos? Do you see yourself as a, problem solver? Really ask yourself the question, because to be honest, we're not freelancers, right? A freelancer used to be called a mercenary in the medieval times, where they used to go, someone paid them and they used to go kill someone or, hunt someone down for a bounty, right? So, that's small thinking. We need to think bigger. We need to think of, okay, I'm a business owner. I'm a problem solver. I'm a creative architect. I build solutions for brands, for businesses. I help them get their message across and connect their product with their customer. I help them generate, percentage of return on investment, ROI. I help them generate sales, leads, etc. So start seeing yourself in this positive light, positive image. You're a business owner, you're a problem solver, and you're a creative person that's bringing value to businesses, to brands, to people. Now, start to think about, what's your 5-year or 10-year goal? Because everyone's journey is different. For me, I know that I don't want to own a big agency. I like being agile and small and keeping everything really simple. So for me, I do outsource freelancers here and there, but my main goal is to sort of be the one person, lead designer. Small agency, just me, and maybe 1 or 2 people I outsource for certain projects. Maybe you want to have a big agency, or maybe you want to sort of have a little micro team where you have a video editor or a content writer. think of like what you want to do. And a lot of you might be beginners just starting out, but it's good to think down the road, because if you want to do this full time, like you need to build a habit, because to get to the 6-figure mark, you have to keep building over a long period of time and have that vision. So each year you're working towards that goal. Now, is it possible to get to $100,000 a year? It totally is. As a designer, 100% you can do it. Obviously, it does take hard work. Just put it into perspective. It's all you need is 100 clients paying you $1,000 each. Or think about it like this: 10 clients paying you $10,000 each, and then you'll hit 100,000 in 1 year. It's totally doable. And it doesn't matter if you're from Philippines or whatever country you're from. It honestly doesn't matter. It's about your knowledge, about your tenacity, your drive, your creative ability, and how much work you put in, because anyone can do that. It's just a choice and a decision. And I hope that encourages you. So that's step number 1, is the mindset. You got to get this right. You got to believe. It's important. Now, number 2 is positioning. You need to position yourself as an expert in the market. If you just position yourself as a technician or just a freelancer who can do everything, a jack of all trades, you're not going to get noticed as much as other people, as experts, as people who are specialists, people who are positioned as a strong designer. I love this quote from David Breyer. He owns a design agency in the US. He says, if you don't give the market the story to talk about, they will define your brand story for you. So if you're not clear on your message, on who you are you a brand identity designer? Are you an illustrator? Are you a photographer? Are you a web designer? Do you just do WordPress websites? You need to really get clear on your message and who you're targeting, so you can craft that message. I know for me personally, like I target tech and digital brands. That's my sort of positioning. I'm also positioned as the illustrator tutorial guy, because I do tutorials on YouTube, and that's helped me become an expert in that brand identity logo space, because I teach on it, I talk about it, and I position myself in that space. So clients come to me for brand identity. They know that's my specialty. So get clear on what you want to do. And if you're beginning, it's okay. You can explore different pathways and different roads. That's totally fine if you're just starting out. Explore different things, try things out. But then eventually you have to come to a point where it's like, okay, I need to pick something that actually generates income, generates money, but also generates value to clients, and something that I can sustain over a long time, and something I enjoy. Like I enjoy designing logos and creating bold brands. It's just my thing. So get clear. Are you a designer? Are you a strategist? Are you a UI guy? Are you a website designer? Really try and find one and pick a few that overlap. So for example, I can do Webflow websites, and I can also do a full brand identity. So those two merge across. They overlap each other. So if you can find 2 or 3 things that overlap, that's the sweet spot you want to be in. So back to a few questions of gaining clarity. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? All right? What do you want to be known for? Because your reputation and what you're known for is going to help you attract those clients. Where do you want to be in the market? Do you want to be sort of a cheaper brand, or a premium agency, or a premium designer? And what brands do you want to work with? Like maybe you want to work for Disney, or do a Netflix logo or something, or maybe you want to work for Adobe. I don't know. If you want to work for those type of brands, you need to design brands and projects and case studies based around those type of brands. So clarity is better than confusion. Hopefully this is all making sense, and you guys are catching it. Now, one of the important things is your target audience. So you need to define what type of client are you going to focus on and select, okay? Because if you try to serve everyone, you end up serving no one. Because what happens is your message is unclear, your marketing material, your content, it's just all over the place, and it's not going to stick with that specific client. So I always try and say, create a user persona of who your ideal client is. Okay, so is your client an entrepreneur that works in Silicon Valley in America? Okay, or maybe your client is the local coffee shop owner that lives in Manila, near the city or something. Do you know what I mean? Think of that person, create a persona of like their dreams, their desires, their fears, their interests, psychographics, demographics. Just keep it simple. You don't have to go too in depth. But I find having that clear on who I'm targeting is great, because then when I'm making like a video or making a carousel or Instagram, or when I'm making an ebook or something educational, I have that picture in my mind of, okay, this is who I'm targeting. I'm trying to get these type of clients, so I need to use their language, okay? And then what I typically do is go into their blogs and forums on Facebook or Quora or LinkedIn groups and start looking at how they speak. I start engaging in their realm, in their spaces, because it's going to help me craft my message. So then it can connect and relate with the clients I'm trying to talk to. So after you've got your positioning set, you know what you're doing, you know your target audience, the client you're aiming for, then you got to know your niche, okay? Niching down. So to niche or not to niche, as I said before, you can choose to be a jack of all trades or a specialist. I prefer being a multi-skilled specialist where I have like 2 or 3 core skills that overlap. I think that's really good. But don't try and do everything, because it's not going to work. When you focus and when you're laser focused, it's a lot better. You can charge higher rates, and it's going to be a lot better in the long run. Now, to niche down, there are 3 key areas you can niche down by. Location is number 1. So what you can do is actually focus on city, town, or a country. So maybe it's Philippines. Maybe it's you want to focus on clients in Australia, in Sydney. Maybe it's the USA in California or something like that. I don't know. You can focus on location. The second one is industry. So what industry do you want to focus on? Is it finance? Is it technology? Is it crypto? Is it NFTs? Is it food? Is it restaurants? There's so many different brands. Is it lifestyle brands, fashion brands? You can focus on a specific industry, and that's going to help you get clear as well. Now, number 3 is style. What are you going to do? Are you going to focus on brand identity? That's my niche, brand identity. I love focusing on that because I think every business needs that. It's practical and it's fun to do. Or maybe you just want to do illustration, or maybe you want to just focus on pattern design. Really get niche down and focus on what you actually want to do there. Because the thing is, when you niche down, it's a lot easier because your message is going to be consistent across all platforms. So you're going to have a cohesive message, and it's going to connect better, as I said before. And another thing as well is you can be more confident in your ability and your skills, because you know what clients you want. So you can always say no if it's not the right client. But you can, if you're beginning, you can say yes a lot and just start to work your way as you build your client base. Now, a couple examples of, niching down. I help tech brands in the hospitality space in California. NFT marketplaces based in Melbourne, Australia, that have received first round of funding. So you see how I'm getting a bit more micro, a little bit. Coffee shops in Manila who have an online shop, and maybe they sell their own coffee, or maybe they have neon signs in their shop or something. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to focus. You can keep going narrow and narrow if you want, but it's really up to you on what you want to do. Now, step number 3 is your offering. What are you going to offer? Are you offering a product? Are you offering a service? What are you offering? Now, you need to have a core signature service. I call it the signature because it's like your specific, crafted custom deal that you've created, your service, right? So, craft a no-brainer offer that is packed with value, right? So for me, I usually craft a brand identity package. Instead of just doing like a logo design, I try and do everything. So typography system, I do the colors, I do logo, I do marketing material, sometimes like business card, a website, and I'm adding on all these services and things to make a full package, because I know that a business is not going to be successful with just a logo. They need more than that. Do you know what I mean? So you need to think bigger and try and craft a package tailored to the needs of that business. And obviously, sometimes the budget might be a bit lower. So try and work with the client and see how you can work around them and solve problems. Maybe you reduce the scope, or maybe you reduce the amount of revisions to get it cheaper instead of cutting out certain, elements or design things. You know what I mean? So those are some things you can do. You can also do tier packages. So you can have like 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier. And the third one can be like, everything, a website, brand identity, logo, campaign, messaging, brand strategy. That can be the top tier, and then maybe the bottom one has just logo, style guide, colors, typography, etc. So always tailor it and adjust it. Don't just offer something because you just want more money. So don't just say offer your client a business card when they're not reaching out via physically. They're just online mainly, right? So you're the professional. So offer suggestions, offer your professional advice. And then what you can do is offer add-ons. Maybe you want to offer an extra, website or stickers, or maybe you give them like a free design or something. Maybe you design like a nice pack of like stickers or something, or like pins or badges, or some social media graphics. Make them feel like you're going the extra mile, because most likely the client is going to come back to you and they're going to work with you again and again and again. Okay. Is a client running a campaign, or maybe you can do print marketing materials. Think of like, long-term materials, and how that can work. So that's the service and the add-ons. Now, don't just do a logo, help them with bigger problems, with a bigger problem. So remind yourself, am I asking the right questions? Are we finding the core problem? Because sometimes a business, if it's a startup, then obviously their problem is like, okay, they don't have an image, that need a brand, right? But if it's a business that already has maybe a logo, brand, and they're not getting customers, you need to ask, okay, is it their website or their messaging, or is it their funnel, or maybe their content sucks? You need to ask the right questions, okay? And then once you've sort of, you've got an agreement with your client, then you can get the invoice signed. And typically, like, I have a process for that. And sometimes it's a long process, but I try and just really keep it simple. So that's the offering part. Get clear on your offer, on your product, get alignment with your client. Then you can negotiate or, come to an agreement. Then I use a program called Rounded, and I write out the invoice on there. It's just a one page invoice, and I send it, and they can pay by PayPal or Stripe. Typically, that's how I do it. It's a really nice program. You can use other things like FreshBooks or Xero, whatever, app. You might have an app in Philippines, maybe. Just use what's, affordable to you, Now, number 4 is pricing and monetization. How can we price our work? How can we monetize our work as well? Now, there's 3 core pricing strategies. Number 1 is hourly. Number 2 is flat fee. And number 3 is value-based. You've probably heard this before, but it's good to recap. And I'll recommend my version. And I think flat fee is probably the best as a beginner to intermediate designer. Now, the reason why I avoid hourly is because if I'm faster, I get penalized. I earn less money because I'm doing the work faster. And if it's based on hourly rate, then I'm going to get less because I'm doing less hours. Okay. So you get penalized for efficiency. Not only that, but time can go under or over. So you can actually mismanage your time and underestimate or overestimate the time it takes to finish a certain job. Okay. And that's going to mess you up. And then you have to tell the client, and the client can get frustrated. And sometimes you might forget to not track the time, and then the client thinks you're being disingenuous, and you can run into issues. So typically I avoid hourly. It's just not a good way to do it. But obviously, if you have a flat fee project, and maybe they want to add something on, then maybe you can do hourly rate after you've already done like a flat fee based thing. So flat fee is better because it's easy to execute, because you just give one fee. So for example, you tell the client it's going to cost $2,000, right? So the client knows how much it's going to cost from the get-go. You're not going to change it halfway. It's also easy to manage milestones. So if you have a milestone up front, after maybe you got one, they pay after the strategy and then pay after the first logo design or whatever it is, you can set those milestones really easily. You have one set price, and you can also do a payment plan as well. So I think this is the easiest way. Alrighty. Number 3 is value-based. Now, this is actually a lot harder to do. A lot of designers talk about it, but it's a lot harder than you think. You need to have good communication skills. You need to learn and understand human psychology, because you're basically negotiating with the client. You're talking with them. You're asking them high-value questions. You know what I mean? So I would say, for example, one question is like, how much is one customer worth to you? Or what's the lifetime value of one customer? And they might tell me, oh, one customer is worth $10,000. Okay. So then if I say, hey, what if I can help you through a brand identity get 10 customers in 1 month or this year, whatever. Okay. That means I'm potentially earning you $100,000 in your business because you just told me that a customer lifetime value or a customer is worth to you is $10,000 because they might spend that over time, right? So then they will agree in saying, yes, that's correct. Okay. And then basically I can say, so if I were to charge you 10% of $100,000, say $10,000, would that be okay? And then that, sometimes they might say, yeah, that sounds fair. Or they might be reluctant if maybe it's a smaller business. If it's a one-person business, they don't have much savings. They might be like, oh, it might be too much, Or you could say, what if I charge you 5% of 100,000? That's only 5,000. So that's sort of how value-based works. It's about the communication, the asking the deeper questions and getting to the root problem and making them think deeper. It also, you need to understand business as well. Like, you can learn all these skills. I'm not saying go buy courses on this stuff, but you can read a couple books. That's really good. Like Win Without Pitching is really good by Blair Enns. Also, David Douglas has a cool book called Brand Strategy and The Business of Design. Really good book. So those are two recommendations, I'd say. All right. Now, the second part, that's the pricing part. So once I do flat fee pricing for my projects, it works every time. But then there's the second part of earning money. So how do I earn, $8,000 to $10,000 a month to get to the $100,000? I have multiple income streams. So I don't put my eggs all in one basket, because if you put your eggs in all in one basket and the basket breaks, you lose all your eggs, right? So the principle is build multiple streams of income. Don't just have one type of client, okay? You need to have other things. And I want to give you some ideas of what you can actually do for that. So some of my streams that I have is that I have investment in stocks. I've got some in crypto. I create template packs in my shop. So brand identity templates, style guides, mock-up packs, logo packs, texture packs, stuff like that. Sometimes designers buy it. So it doesn't only appeal to designers, but sometimes it appeals to certain clients. Maybe your client is like a DIY. They use Canva. You can create Canva templates, stuff like that. So on the weekends or in your spare time, build these products so you can actually sell it for that extra income. You can do courses. Obviously, if you're beginning, you can maybe do it later down the track, but it's just a good idea. I get money from YouTube AdSense. I also do brand deals for different brands, like I promote on YouTube or Instagram. I work with brand identity clients, so doing logo and brand identities and strategy for clients. I do affiliate deals, sponsors, coaching, and Mura Academy as well. So those are a lot of ideas for some streams. These are personally what I use. And you can get into some of these. So, for example, you can start doing template packs. You can also start doing affiliates straight away. A lot of the times you can just sign up on a website. So if you go design cuts or like free pick, go down the bottom of the website, you'll see affiliate. You can just sign up as long as you have, I think, PayPal or Payoneer. You can get 20% commission when you refer people. So it's really a simple way to actually get some more income, okay? Instead of just focusing on clients. But if you want to focus on clients, then you need to build a sales funnel and, build a content funnel as well that's going to bring in clients. Now, number 5 is one of the most important ones, is process and systems. Okay, process and systems. Without systems, your business is going to fail. You need to have systems in place that are going to help you with efficiency, to help things run smoothly, right? And for me, I know that I've built my processes and systems from experience because I've done it so many times. I've worked with clients, I've done brand deals. So now I know how things work step by step. Okay, so if you don't have a process right now, I want you to write down step by step how you work with a client. If you don't have clients, then how you work on a project, for example, maybe a fake project or a concept project. Okay, write down those steps because they are going to help you. Okay, you need to have a signature design process that you don't mess with. So for me, what I've learned is that every time I work with a client, if my process is the same, I get the same quality results with each client every time because I'm applying the same process, right? And for me, it's amazing because, when I stick to it, I know what I'm doing. I have clarity, I have confidence, and I know I'm going to give the best result I can for my client when I'm designing, when I'm creating, all those things. Okay. So this is my 7-step process on my brand identity process, my core essential process. All right. It's pretty simple. I start off with a discovery call initial call. Once we come to agreement and I send the invoice and we're all good, we figure out the scope, the timeline, all that stuff. Then we go into discovery call. That can be 3 hours long. I take them through my framework and then I go through stylescapes. I have tutorials on my YouTube channel. You guys can check that out on how to create those. Excuse me. Number 4 is I go into the logo design. Then the touch points is like creating marketing materials or brand identity, like the extension part. So, going into, colors, the typography, designing business card, if it's a website or maybe it's a booklet, a brochure, whatever it is, I start designing those things. Number 6 is production. So get ready for print or getting ready for launching a campaign or whatever we're doing. And then number 7 is delivery. So I deliver on Dropbox and I have like all these folders with the client name, the date. Then I have like the assets. Each folder is numbered. So I'll do like 01 underscore, and then I put everything nice and neat because you have to be organized as a designer, guys. Stop doing the underscore final dash final version 3 or whatever. That's like bad. Try and be organized, especially when you're giving files to clients. And one of the cool things that I've learned is that do a 1 hour training, or it can be less, it can be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, on how to use the assets. So when you deliver, do a training, a recording, use a free software called Loom, and show the client how they can use the files. So they're going to understand how to use it, and then they're going to feel like left out. And here's just another version of how I break it down. So initial contact consult, 50% deposit I take up front. Then I go through stylescapes, revisions, then touch points, production, delivery. Then the final call, I have one call at the end and I say, hey, how was everything? How was the process? I then get a review from them that I could put on my Google, which is really good for social proof and referrals. So always ask for a testimonial all the time, every time you do work with the client. Then what I do is I take all the images I design, I just save them as like 1080 pixels by 1920, put them on my website as a case study or on Behance, and as a case study. And that's really good for future getting more clients. And then I follow up with them every 2 to 3 months, and I keep the relationship going, asking them, hey, do you need help with anything? Always just say, hey, do you need help with anything? Or are you working on a campaign or whatever? And that's going to allow your client to message you back and say, hey, yeah, I need a logo for this new project, or I need something for another project, etc. So I hope that's pretty clear. In terms of my method for money, I usually do 50% and then 50 balance. The other 2 methods are 33, 33, 33 because it's even. You can also do milestones. So always take a deposit. Don't, always take cash. Don't just work on empty promises because that's just not a way to run your business. But you use the milestones there. And this has really helped me. Now, systems enhance productivity. So don't neglect systems. Now, some of the apps I recommend are the CRM apps. Now, CRM is a customer relationship management app or client relationship management app. Okay. So I personally use Notion. I've also used Bloom, ClickUp, Asana, and Monday before. HubSpot also has a thing as well. So those are just some apps for project management and also managing the whole process. Okay. Bloom is pretty cool as well. So you can check out bloom.io. For me at the moment, I use Notion. So what I do is I build my designer HQ. I also have client folders. So when I have brand guidelines or I have certain codes I have to use or etc., I put them in my client folder. This is sort of how I manage my projects, whether it's content or brand identity. I have my knowledge base, my vision, my templates, all those things in one space in Notion. And the cool thing with Notion is that it has multiple workspaces. You can put pages within pages. It's a lot cleaner than using Google Docs or Google Sheets. Those things just, it doesn't really work as well. I can have databases that connect, so I can link databases together, which makes it really smooth. It also has a clean UI, and I can also keep track of tasks, which is amazing. So that's Notion. So it's also free, guys. So try it out. It's amazing. It's totally free. Now, templatize, templatize everything. I actually had to look that up today if it was a word or not. I don't know, but it just means make templates of everything. So if I have to create something twice or more, I make it into a template. So my brand strategy template, I make a template in Illustrator or InDesign. I've made my proposal template. I literally just turn it into something that I can just use over and over again, really simple, and I can always edit on the fly if I need to. We don't want to waste time. We always want to make sure our apps are working for me. So I always use Illustrator a lot, InDesign, and Photoshop. Those are my core apps I use. Now, think about it. If you save time, you're gonna spend your time on money making activities and creative work. That's where your energy needs to go, into the, getting clients, getting more income, and also your creative work. So the creative thinking part. Those are the core things. You don't want to focus on doing all the little nitty gritty, maybe like accounting. Like I pay for an accountant, that saves me loads of time. I pay for a software, that saves me loads of time. Okay. So yeah, try and pay for software if you can afford it at the moment. If not, save up for that. And then if you can make templates in the meantime, do that, because it's going to just make everything better and easier for you. Now, one way on how I make templates is I make them in Photoshop and Illustrator. Then I turn it into my shop. I sell these on Creative Market. So recently I made my brand identity presentation template. So that's a template where you can use it to present to your clients. So when you're doing a Prezi, I'm showing your design concepts, I made that. And now I can use that for myself. It's like super easy. I don't have to make a custom template every time. Now I just use that. Or maybe if I'm doing carousels, I have my carousel template. So think about templates you can make, and then you can sell them. So it's like it's a win-win situation. You're knocking out two birds with one stone, as they say. All right, number 6 is scale up. Now, it sounds like a scary word, but it's actually not. The way I see it is that it's just about expanding your business, growing it. It can mean outsourcing if you want, get freelancers. But the way I see it is like the trifecta, okay? Now, the trifecta is 3 things. It's products, teaching, and clients. Those are the 3 things you need to be doing to be getting, a higher income, to be putting your business on. Once you have these core pillars, it's going to be amazing. Because for me, I know I have courses, I have products, I have YouTube, I have content, and then I have clients on top of that. So it's like I have multiple income streams, and it's not bragging or anything. It's just facts, and I'm super blessed to have that. But yeah, if you can try and expand your business to these areas, it can take a lot of work, but if you put the effort, you can do it. Spend time on the weekend, stay up to 12 o'clock at night if you have to. To expand your business. Now, some ideas as product ideas, as I said before. Canva templates, logo design builders, graphic effects, branding templates, style guide templates. You can make your own mock-ups and sell them. Clients, you can have one-off projects or monthly retainers. So, for example, you can do maybe a $500 package where you do 30 carousels or 30 Instagram posts for your client, and you design templates for them. And each month you get $500. Imagine you had 5 clients. You're going to be making $2,500 a month. Okay. Then you could do teaching. So webinars, coaching, consulting. So if you want to consult with or coach brands or clients, that's great. If you want to teach designers, you can do that as well. So maybe you want to help beginner designers, you can do webinars or courses as well. And don't be scared to do courses or whatever. Like, just all you need to do is know a little bit more than someone else. That's it. You don't have to be a crazy expert. You just do it, and that's my perspective on it. Now, some apps you can use to sell. Gumroad is really great. Creative Market, Teachable, and Podia. I basically use all of these. I currently use Podia and Creative Market as my 2 main ones. But yeah, a lot of these are free to sign up. Podia and Teachable cost money. I think Teachable is free. They got a free plan, but these are just some apps you can use to get paid and sell these, these products and teaching and stuff like that. And then lastly, as we start to wrap up, is the step number 7 is personal branding. Okay, so after we've done our offer, we've got everything set up, we've got clients, we're building our business, we need to continue to build our brand. Okay, so we need to build a funnel. We need to have a funnel where we're constantly generating leads, and the way I do that is through content. I have a content beast, YouTube content, Instagram content, and that's how I get clients. That's how I get seen. Seth Godin says content marketing is the only marketing left. Forget traditional marketing, forget digital or whatever it is, even though, yes, we do that, but content is where it's at. Delivering high value content. Okay? No matter if it's in the form of teaching branding tips, design tips, it's okay. Focus on the client, and designers will follow you anyway as well on top of that. So don't worry about the designers, but if you focus on clients, you can do that. Because a solid brand attracts clients, but a better brand builds a tribe and builds an audience. Okay. So what I've learned is that you want to build a community. Okay. And so as you develop and build content and create evergreen content, it's going to benefit you in the long run, because it's going to be, when you sleep at night, your content is working for you on social media, because there's always people online looking online for, business ideas, for designers, for creatives, because they have projects going on. So you want to make sure that your content is online and you have a presence online. It's very important. Now, for someone to buy from you and for someone to, for your personal brand to be strong, they need to know, like, and trust you. So number 1 is people need to know you. So how can people get to know you? Can you do it through content, a newsletter, email list? Can you do it through, sponsorships or collabs, etc.? Can you create content? So start to think of ideas of what you can talk about. Number 2 is you need to have likability. How can you increase your likability? Maybe you can be yourself, be more yourself, or, make more jokes, or be friendly, be positive, speak positive words. Don't speak negativity and toxic. Don't be toxic. Just be yourself, be genuine, be vulnerable if you have to, People like that, because we're in the business of people to people, not business to business. It's P2P, guys. So we've got to be conscious of that. We're dealing with real people here. So just be yourself. And then thirdly is trust. How can you build higher levels of trust with your clients, in the conversations you're having? Can I be more professional? Can I speak clearer or better? Can I improve my English? Maybe I need to take lessons. I don't know how good your English is. Can I have a better process? Can I have nice designed a brand on my social media? Start to ask these questions. I think it's important. And when you think of your brand, think of how can I add value? And you add value by educating and entertaining. Educate times entertain. Okay. And you don't have to be a comedian. You don't have to be crazy funny. But all you have to do is just educate, to teach, to share, and document what you know. There's an awesome book by Austin Kleon. It's called Show Your Work. Amazing book. I recommend reading it. But he does talk about showing your work and how to be confident and all that stuff in just sharing your design, sharing your creativity. And yeah, so when you do this, it's going to, help you build your brand. And this is sort of how I do it. This is my funnel of how I generate clients. Clients come to me. I don't really have to look for them. I'm super blessed and thankful to God that I'm able to do that and get clients coming to me, which is cool. But I create videos. I do podcasts. I do, what I'm doing now. I'm teaching on this show right now for you guys, okay? And that's generating awareness. It's generating opportunities for me. You need to create your own opportunities, okay? So sometimes I don't really do ads. I try and do everything organic. Conferences, online conferences I do, influencer marketing, YouTube videos, Instagram carousels. And then what I do is I bring those people go to my website and they sign up for my free ebook on my website, and then I get them into my email list, and that helps me stay in touch with those people. Then I have sequences that are automated, which help me sell my services or sell my products. That's really cool. And then they eventually buy from me, and yeah, they buy from me and I offer a product or my service, a brand identity. Sometimes, a lot of the times, people just DM me on Instagram now, or WhatsApp. It's really simple. I have a lot of referrals as well, so those are the main ways I get more business. But yeah, content is the game. That's build your personal brand, build your online presence. Don't be shy. You only overcome by taking action. It's the only way to overcome and improve. So that's basically it for the slides. Really, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully it was practical. But yeah, try to keep it simple. I know it's a lot of information. But yeah, thanks so much. Happy to take on questions now.
Okay, hoping you learned a lot. uh, everyone, you learned a lot from that. Yep. So once more, thank you so much, Jeremy, and congratulations. Okay.
All right, questions. Should we?
Questions. While it's still free, guys, encouraging everyone to ask questions. Probably first question is from our dearest students. Any tips for fresh graduates on how to start their careers, and also to those who are planning to start their own business?
Mm, cool. So what I as I was talking before, like try and get clear on what you want to do, whether it's brand identity, illustration, web design, UI, etc. But pay attention to the market, because what's happening right now is that everything's shifting to digital NFTs, crypto, AR, VR, metaverse. The tech space is going to be booming. So, and then the content space is going to be booming as well. So, if you can position yourself in those spaces, I think that's important. Um, not only that, but yeah, if you can invest in like a community or memberships or courses and stuff that can help you benefit you, then that's great. Like focus on your craft, get confident in your design skills, and then start just message your aunties and uncles and your friends, and like connect with other designers, because they can send you jobs as well. And it's all about relationships. That's all it's all about, relationships. And it's going to make opportunities for you, but you have to be proactive about it. Okay. So once focus on your craft, connect with others, and yeah, if ask other designers for work if you have to. But yeah, if you have to do concept projects, then start just doing fake projects. That's totally fine, but make it feel real. Don't say it's a fake project. Just say, hey, like redesign Netflix, or redesign maybe a local business that just redesign it for free, and then say, hey, I did this, and then that could lead to them hiring you, or someone else, etc. So hopefully that gives you ideas. But yeah, have patience, man, and you can do it. But yeah, start to think of like ways of like how you're going to systemize everything. You like plan things, but don't get analysis paralysis. Just take action and just learn as you go. Just start anyway. Just start now. Like, don't wait.
Yep. Curious to know, when did you start doing YouTube seriously, Jeremy?
So I started in December 2015. So I've done it for 6 years now. Um, and I was doing about one video a week, which is really cool. So, but I did miss a few weeks, like during the early years, 2016, 2017, stuff like that. At the moment, I currently have over 400 videos though. So it's a lot of videos, a lot of content. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Like if I'll show you my analytics if you guys want to see it really quick, just to show like the potential of what can happen with YouTube. If I just go share my screen, is this
So
gonna work?
uh,
Uh,
you're still sharing your slide. I'm going to remove this. Okay, seeing your screen now.
can you see this?
Yep.
YouTube. Yeah. So this is my currently like some stats, so you can see how much money I'm earning from YouTube, which is amazing. Like I'm super blessed and thankful, and I'm just showing you guys this because it took me 6 years to get here. Right? Obviously, it takes hard work, belief, and faith. But you can see, some of the analytics here. The people I'm reaching, the views, and it's taken me 6 years to get to this point. But yeah, I'm super thankful that I stuck with it and I didn't give up. And let's just see if I go to audience, overview, reach. It's kind of lagging right now, but Yeah, but you get the point. That's just some of the stats that I'm hitting, and yeah.
Yep. So if it's you're around the 400, what do you think probably is the video to reach 1 million? Well, I'm curious to know. Any thoughts
Good
on that?
question. Is it like 1 million views or 1 million subs?
1 million subs. How much
Your
video
con-
would that? Uh,
or typically the top 5% or top 10%. A lot some the people who haven't gone viral. Some have like thousand, like over 1,000 videos. Some people who've have, but
mm,
there's other people that had a couple viral videos that got a couple million views, and that boosted significantly the channel by a couple 100,000 subs. Um, So the thing is, sometimes it takes 6 months or even 9 months for a video to hit the algorithm. So basically, you need to just create content that people want to see using Google Trends and researching keywords. Um, but yeah, so it does take a little bit of while, but when you get those videos that hit, then it gives you a massive boost, man, massive boost.
do you how do you say it? Faithfully upload? Do we need to, for those who are into YouTube? Is it a requirement to faithfully upload weekly?
I recommend it. One video a week is totally doable. I think you should at least do one because you increase the chances of your video getting on the algorithm. Each time you do a video, you're increasing your chances of getting seen, getting that going, like, getting a viral video. So every time you're not posting, it's going to be hard for you to grow. You have to, unless you do a really great quality video, like super high quality, and like it's taken you a lot of research, a lot of hours, then that's great. Like I know some people who have like less than 30 videos and they have like 200,000, 300,000 subs, millions of views because they just like put in a lot of effort. But you got to know what you're doing.
Okay, here's one from Evelyn Banyares. If the content space platform are booming, do you
Hmm.
have experience paying taxes in this kind of business, or it's tax free? Well, from YouTube, I know there's tax, right?
Uh,
Definitely.
YouTube is tax free actually. I mean,
Okay.
if you live in the US, you pay tax. I live outside the US, so I don't pay tax. Uh, but obviously, like I do, like to me, I claim YouTube as like income. So all the income I claim, I pay tax based in Australia. So I pay like 30%. Um, so you just count it as normal income. So it just, yeah. But if you're outside of the US, you don't have to do any extra tax on top of the thing. Um, but yeah, content space, yeah, it's just like normal. Like you just charge. It's just, it depends how you set up your business. Like I'm a sole trader. If you're a business, sometimes you have to do GST. So if I earn over 75,000, I have to charge GST, which is 10%. If I work with Australian businesses, because I work with overseas brands, a lot of times I don't charge extra 10% or anything because the government's not taking tax off those projects. Make sense?
Yep, but definitely, Evelyn, of course, if you earn something from YouTube, it's an income. So you have
Yeah,
to
you
share
got to
a
claim it.
portion of that to your government. So which
Yeah.
is, you're in the Philippines, you pay the
Pay your
Filipino.
taxes.
Yeah, because that was has been an issue previously in the Philippines. A famous YouTuber who was forced. It's a couple. They were forced to temporarily shut down their YouTube just to avoid
Oh my gosh.
the
My,
taxes.
That's crazy. I have a friend. He's got over 1 million subscribers. He told me he was like he switched his business model or whatever, and then he owed like $80,000 in tax or something because
Yeah, actually,
he was earning like
yeah,
a
it's
mil.
and yep,
Nice.
and now actually here in the Philippines, the government are giving a bounty if you can
What a
report
bounty! Bounty?
a content creator who's earning a lot and not paying
Come on,
taxes.
man. That's not right. Taxes help people to an extent.
Okay, another question. Yeah, your tips on creating courses in Skillshare.
Yep. What do you want to know? It's just generic. Creating courses. Yeah, it's really simple. Anyone can do it. You don't need to be a special teacher or anything. You just go on, sign up for an account, and create a class. Obviously, there's some guidelines, like just community guidelines on how you have to do the like cover image and trailer and like the length. Usually, people do 30 minutes to 60-minute classes, short classes. So you can teach if you have a certain technique or skill, maybe in Photoshop or Illustrator. You can teach that in a little class, and that can generate some income. My first paycheck was $50. No, yeah, 30 or $50, something like that. Now it's a lot more than that. It's in the thousands, but it took time to build up. It takes time, but yeah, you can just create a course, and yeah, just like I use Notion, I plan everything out. I set an outline. I listen to my community, see what they need, what they want, and I do record. I have a Sony camera here. I record that. I got my lights and everything, and yeah, you just be organized with it. Try and create a topic based on your strengths, something you know really good, so you can teach it and be confident in the camera. And yeah, create an outline, make it valuable but also practical. So that's
I
what I would
think,
say to that.
yeah. I think one of the additional questions with regards to course creation are the minimum equipment. Any tips on that who are planning to do courses as well?
Yeah,
Equipment
like
like
you can use a phone if you
mic.
want. Yeah, look, you can use a phone if you want, with a tripod. Like I got this little tripod here. It cost me $15 on Amazon. Um, for a mic, I recommend getting a Rode mic. They're affordable. They're not that expensive. So don't get the Blue Yeti. Don't get that one. Get the Rode Mini Studio or the Rode NT USB or the Rode Lav mic. Those are all within the $50 to a $200 range. Okay, that would be perfect. What else? Camera, you can just use your phone if it's good enough, or you can get maybe something like a 600. I like Sony personally. Just get small DSLR. You can even get if you're into like vlogging, you can get the Sony ZV-1. It's really
V1.
cool. It flips out. And it shoots 1080p, so I can put this on my little tripod and just like record myself with that as well. I'd probably put a better mic on it because the default is not the best. But basically that's it. And then if you want to record your screen, you can use Loom. I use Camtasia to record my screen. Then I edit everything in Premiere Pro.
Yep, I saw someone asking about screen capture. Jeremy already mentioned
Yeah,
Camtasia
Camtasia
uh,
and Loom. Yep.
and Loom. Uh, from Evelyn, what's the turning point that you feel like you need to scale up the business?
Turning point. When you feel like you're overwhelmed. So if you're someone that's wants to scale up in like outsource and get freelancers, it's overwhelmed. So you're too busy. You can't get everything done in one day. You feel frustrated, and there's too many tasks to do. Like for me, I've got so many things going on YouTube, Instagram, Skillshare, Mura Academy, so much stuff. So sometimes I hire freelancers. So yeah, overwhelm. If you're The other situation is if you're not getting like high paying clients, you need to figure out. You have to start making other sources of income, as I said before. So try and get out of that just clients and find other ways of making money, or even getting a part-time job, like a couple days a week, and just use that money, invest it back into your business and build the business. Okay. I think that's like some of the best advice that I've got on that.
Awesome. NFT is gaining popularity. Your thoughts on that
Wow,
NFT?
NFTs, mate. Oh my gosh. I just saw the other day someone bought a yacht for 600 million or thousand. I don't
Woo!
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's for a picture. Like, it doesn't make sense. I personally think
Really?
I think I like the idea because it's giving opportunities to artists and digital artists. And I want the digital arts people, the scene, the community to be paid, right? I want people to make
Yeah.
money, right? Which is great. That's great. I love that about it. But the whole, I don't understand the whole, like, obviously I understand it, like, you're buying a license and it's exclusive rights to this image and everything's going to the metaverse and all that. But I personally don't think it's a good investment, like, to buy stuff. In my opinion, it's because it's not an it's not really an asset if you think about it. But I don't know. It's just my opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion. And then also people talk about the energy about it. It costs a lot of space and hard
Yeah.
drives and servers to run. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts. What about you?
NFT. it's
NFT,
it's it's
NFT.
initially gaining popularity here, but here in the Philippines, not
Okay.
for now. I think, yeah, it's
I think it's
ridiculous. Someone, I don't know if
yeah. I
it's
think
just
it's pretty
to hype
silly. I think
things.
it's silly. Buy a JPEG, $100,000 of a piece of art.
Yeah, and gifts.
And gifts.
Yeah. Fiverr, Upwork, it's popular here. Have you ever been into Fiverr, Upwork? Your thoughts on that, Jeremy?
Yeah. I've
Don't.
used similar. I've used similar. I've been on those sites, but I haven't used them to get clients. I've used other sites though. When I in 2013, 14, I used Airtasker, similar site. So I pay like you. There's a whole bunch of jobs, and then you bid, and then you get selected, and then So basically, I started off doing $30 jobs when I was young, and then I got up to like 500, $600 jobs. But then I realized like the clients are too small on there, and they're very picky. So I stopped using sites. But if you're a beginner, they're totally fine. But the issue is you need to focus on getting reviews. So sometimes you have to focus on doing cheap work, build your reviews, and then charge more on there. That's a way. But I know some people that are earning full time $60,000 a year on there or more, but they took them years to build their profile up on Upwork and stuff. But yeah, once again, I wouldn't rely on it. Build relationships, get involved in Instagram communities, Facebook, talk to people, join business groups. Don't just join design groups. Like, join real businesses around go to a startup place around your area or town or online, whatever. You can go on a trick is you can go to eventbrite.com or meetup.com and try and find local meetups, try and find startups or businesses, stuff like that, because they always need a logo and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
what I recommend.
Uh, there's a lot of people who created YouTube videos, but eventually stopped.
Yep.
What motivated you, or how do you motivate? What can you say to those who are starting out in YouTube on how to motivate themselves and not to give up?
Yeah, I understand. Good question. It is hard at times. Like, there was a few times I wanted to sort of like quit, because it is a lot of work. I'm not going to say it is easy, but once you cross that threshold, it becomes fun. Like, I like editing. I like, generating income, and I do a lot of brand deals now. It's a lot of fun because they send me free stuff. For example, like, I got this sent to me for free, tablet
Huyon.
from Huon. So just like stuff like that, I get free speakers, and not to brag, just like it's just awesome. Like, it's cool when you get to that level. So what motivated me is, like, I believe God created me to be successful, to influence people. I believe I'm called to influence others. So I don't want to hold all my information and knowledge to myself. I need to share it with the world. So YouTube is a great platform where I can share that, and I want to help others. So I want to help designers earn money, earn a living doing what they love. So for me, that kept pushing me to just keep going, keep going, keep going. And obviously, I had a vision. I saw the big picture. I'm going to get to 100,000 and then beyond. Because because I see myself there doing that. That's what I love to do: content creation and impacting people. So you need to see yourself doing that, picturing self, visualization, and think of all the people you're going to impact. That's what motivates me. Like if I don't show up, then someone else is not going to learn something when someone could have learned something, you know?
True, true. Uh, Last question.
It's never
Lessons
ending.
lessons you learned from the pandemic.
Ah, okay, here we go. Lessons learned from the pandemic. Go. Everyone should start a YouTube channel. Everyone should go on start an online business and stop relying on the government because the government doesn't
Yeah,
care about you. Yeah, that's I keep telling people every time like you have to build your own business. You can't. You have to build multiple income streams. You can't rely on the government. You can't rely on the economy. Do you know what I mean? You have to be wise. You have to be smart. A wise person sows in the winter. Sows in the other season so he can reap. In summer and the story. So sowing and reaping. It's you got to think long term, big vision. Um, but yeah, just the lesson is just make sure that I'm growing my business online, making sure that I'm connecting with family. Also, exercise is very important. Getting sunlight, you know, getting vitamin D, vitamin C, eating healthy is important because if you have a clear body, you have a clear mind, you have a clear spirit, soul, body, all of that. You want it functioning properly. So eating fruits, vegetables, greens, all that stuff. So yeah, heaps of lessons that we've learnt. But yeah, another thing I would say is like don't believe everything you hear because the media is not always telling the truth.
yeah, true.
So don't believe the propaganda and all that stuff. And I'm not trying to get into conspiracies and controversies or whatever, but I'm just sharing what I believe because a lot of the times people the news and certain industries and organizations spread fear, and we shouldn't be living by fear, but we should be living by faith and positivity, right? Because there's already enough problems, so we need to focus on helping others, focusing on building business, building our family, encouraging others instead of focusing on death and destruction. You know what I mean? We shape our reality by how we think and what we speak out. So let's think right so we can speak right, so we can frame the world around us and change everything around us. Because if we can change our inner self, we change everything around us.
Okay, that's a great message from Jeremy. And now the
Woo!
question ends. Okay, so once more, we hope once more, thank you so much, Jeremy. And yeah, congratulations. You're now a
Thanks, man.
father. It's a big responsibility,
I
and seeing
know.
the children makes you sometimes wonder you're getting old. So when you have a child, it makes time go
Go
faster.
faster. Love it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for having me. And yeah, I love being a dad so far. It's fun. It's exciting. And new adventures, super fun.
Yep. Again, do you need to say it? But for everyone, if you want to reach out to Jeremy, where can they reach you?
Yeah, so you guys can reach me on YouTube at Jeremy Mura Design. Search me up. Have plenty of tutorials on logo design branding. You can also find me on Skillshare as well. Skillshare have plenty of design courses. So you can check that. My newest class is Webflow for beginners. So if you want to learn Webflow, jump on that. You can also find me at the Jeremy Mura on Twitter and Instagram. Come say hi, DM me. Let me know if this was useful this session. And yeah, you can shoot me a message. Always happy to chat. And yeah, thanks so much for listening. Appreciate your time, and hopefully everyone in the Philippines is doing well. And yeah, love you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Yep. Everyone's excited here for Christmas, and it's an early Christmas gift from you, inspiring Filipinos, not only Filipinos, but everyone all over the world. So once more, thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations, and hoping
Cheers.
to see you
Appreciate it.
soon.
See you guys soon. Take it easy.
Of course, don't forget to join our communities, Adobe Community Philippines, Adobe Educators Philippines, Digital Creatives Philippines, to our friends there, Autodesk Community Philippines. And if you have a message or an advocacy to share, like Jeremy inviting you to be our next sharer, to LinkedIn Local, to Digital Creatives Worldwide, to Adobe Community Philippines, to Autodesk Community Philippines. So once more, we hope we have been simply a blessing. Okay, we hope we have been helpful, and we hope we have inspired you. So once more, tulong-tulong po, and maraming salamat, and good evening, everyone. Thank you.